Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today's video is going to be a quick recap of the NASCAR race from yesterday, but the NASCAR race was postponed due to weather. They are supposed to race this afternoon at 1 o'clock, so hopefully they will. So today's video is going to be a quick review of the new AP Top 10, since it always comes out on Sundays now. And then after I review the AP Top 10 and then I give you my quick Top 10, I've got a question about undefeated teams. I always like to throw out questions to try and get feedback. I threw out a question in Saturday's video. If you have not yet watched that, please go back and watch it. And I threw out a question in yesterday's video. If you have not watched that, please go back and watch it. And I'm going to throw out a question in today's video coming up here in a couple of minutes. And I do that because I enjoy hearing from people. And also, don't forget, whenever we get to 1,000 subscribers, somebody is going to win our big 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And the winner will win based on a comment. All we're going to do is pick a random comment, and whoever left that comment is the winner. So the more you comment, the better your chance is of winning. So when I throw out questions, you should respond just to be involved in our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And please, just like I said the other day, continue to give thumbs up. Don't just watch the videos. Please give a thumbs up. It helps the channel out and it helps us out tremendously, and it's free, and it takes 2 seconds to hit a thumbs up button. So please give a thumbs up. But on to today's top 10. Alabama is still number one. As I always say, they'll be number one until they lose. Bama's number one. Georgia's number two. Iowa is third, and Penn State is fourth, and Cincinnati rounds out the top 5 in the new AP poll, coming off their big win over Notre Dame on Saturday afternoon. And of course, Iowa and Penn State are number 3 and number 4 respectively, but they play this upcoming Saturday afternoon, so somebody obviously has to lose. Oklahoma is number 6, Ohio State is 7, Oregon is 8, Michigan is 9, and BYU is number 10. And then my quick top 10, I'll keep saying it, I still think Georgia is the best team in the country. I think if Georgia and Bama played right now, Georgia would beat them. So therefore, Georgia is my number 1 team. Bama is second. Iowa is third. I've got Cincinnati and Penn State flip-flopped. So I've got the Bearcats at 4 and Penn State at 5. Oklahoma at 6, and I've got Michigan all the way up to number 7. Michigan actually looks legit this year. After all these years under Jim Harbaugh, they actually look like they've put it all together this year. I've got them at 7, and I've got Oregon at 8, Ohio State at 9, because they played each other. Oregon won. So how can you have Ohio State over Oregon? That's one of my main problems with the AP poll, is they put these teams to play each other, and they play each other, and then one team will win, but then 3 weeks later the team that loses is ranked ahead of the team that beat them. That makes zero sense to me, and that's why I hate looking at all these polls, but it is something fun to look at. I've got Oregon 8, Ohio State 9, and BYU rounds out my top 10 as well. And now on to my question. It's about undefeated teams, because every year we know that, usually late October, early November comes around and people start saying, oh no, we've got 10 undefeated teams left. What are we going to do? And then by the time December comes around and the conference championship games get played, we normally end up having 1 or 2 undefeated teams, and that's it. Now, sometimes you have more than that if you count, the non-Power 5 teams and the non-Power 5 conferences, but unless you're Cincinnati, I don't think any other non-Group of 5 Power 5 conference team has a chance, but maybe I'm wrong. But right now we are looking at 15 undefeated teams altogether, and that's counting Power 5 conferences and that's counting the group of 5 conferences, independents, and all that. If you went by conferences, the conference that has the most undefeated teams is the Big Ten, but we know by now that conferences don't mean diddly squat to me. But the Big Ten does have 4 undefeated teams, but altogether we've got Alabama, Georgia, Iowa, Penn State, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Michigan, BYU, Michigan State, Oklahoma State, Coastal Carolina, Kentucky, Wake Forest, SMU, and San Diego State. Now, of course, the majority of these teams can't stay undefeated because, like I said earlier, Iowa and Penn State play this week, so obviously one of them has to lose. And, of course, Georgia and Kentucky play each other, so one of them has to lose. And if Georgia and Bama both win out, they'll play for their conference championship. One of them has to lose. Oklahoma's going to play Oklahoma State. One of them has to lose. So we know most of these teams have to lose because when 2 undefeated teams play each other, one of them is going to lose. But I just want to know if anybody has any thoughts. If you look right now at the 15 teams that are undefeated, how many do you think will go undefeated? And how many do you think will go undefeated that actually have a chance of making the playoffs? And the reason I say that is because I still say if Cincinnati goes undefeated, they'll get in. No doubt in my mind, as good as they were last year and as good as they are this year, if they keep winning, they'll get in. So not counting Cincinnati, if Coastal Carolina was to go undefeated, do you think they have a chance to make the playoffs? If San Diego State was to go undefeated, do you think they have a chance to make the playoffs? If SMU were to go undefeated, do you think they have a chance of making the playoffs? I don't. I think if Cincinnati and SMU and San Diego State and Coastal Carolina, all 4 went undefeated and everybody else in the country had at least one loss, I think Cincinnati would get in, but SMU's not getting in. San Diego State's not getting in. And Coastal Carolina is not getting in. So how many teams do you think will go undefeated, and how many teams do you think will go undefeated that actually have a chance of making the playoffs? Please feel free to let me know, and hopefully they will race that NASCAR race today. We'll have to sit back and wait and find out. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Some people think the cost of wigs is too high. Personally, I think it's a fair price to pay. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.